Hey, Pete, before we go again, take a look at the viola part in 16, and maybe they should be more in character with the rest of the band.
And Pete, we really need to lock in on the downbeat of 16, and we need to be very secure with that tempo.
You know, it's not so much leitmotif-oriented in terms of assigning one theme to a character as much as it is the bigger picture, you know, the idea of destiny. There is a theme that really describes destiny and the fulfillment of one's role in the world. And I think that that's something that Ong experiences. In the beginning, he doesn't really have any idea what the implications of being the Avatar are. And I think the music is kind of his destiny calling to him, is what I have tried to do. And it's almost as though he can't help but behave in a way that was preordained. And the more he becomes that person, the more he's able to recognize that in fact is his destiny.
A filmmaker that has a lasting body of work has some relationship that's seminal, a partnership that you go, wow, that was made in the stars, and directors that I look up to have had that relationship. It's something that I dreamed of having. I believe that James is like that creative angel for me and makes all my movies so much better.
You know, as is often the case with Night, particularly with Night, that I just like to have a completely clean slate to begin with, because there's always a very long process of experimentation and exploration with Night.
James tends to write the themes of the movie based on the screenplay and conversations with me. So he kind of gets inspired, so we're both coming from the same pool.
His movies always present unique musical opportunities. They're very music-driven movies. The music plays a huge role in his movies. They are characters in his movies. It's just always very challenging and a very satisfying experience.
It's an unbelievably fruitful process for me and him, and so he'll write a suite, and in this case, I think he wrote a 14-minute suite. All these themes and movements and colors. The final score really was derived from that suite. Everything in that suite was inspired.
It certainly is influenced by world music and by traditional Western music and by every kind of music imaginable, because it's quite a large score with a lot of kind of epic qualities about it. But there was no one specific well that I drew from. I think that the idea that this movie needed an epic, big orchestral score was very clear to everybody from the beginning. So I knew what the context was going to be. I knew the kind of score I was going to write. I've tried to do the action music in the movie. One is always looking for new ways of doing similar kinds of heightened emotions and feelings in a movie, and I'll leave it to others to decide whether I succeeded or failed in terms of coming up with a slightly different kind of expression, but it feels good. It feels like it's uniquely part of this movie to me. I think music has infinite transporting capabilities, and when it's connected correctly with imagery, that's a pretty powerful combination. I think my favorite thing about my job is getting to work with the most remarkable musicians in the world. I surround myself with people who are more talented than I am.
In a non-CGI movie, this would be the end. I would record the score and then I would do the sound mix. because it's a giant CGI movie, we're still finishing all the CGI shots, and so there's more of the process left. But still, we're towards the end, so I have at least some sense of closure here, and you get to see kind of all the ideas kind of in a more crystallized form, kind of finishing, and that's really satisfying and emotional, and you can start to watch it a little bit like an audience member again, just a little bit.